So a month or two ago, I made a video talking about communities in general. This was in response to a comment that was made directly on my channel asking if I was pretty much directly involved with the commentary community itself. And it's a video that may get published, it may not get published, but it was never uploaded. It's just sitting on my computer at the moment. But something came out recently, and I've been getting on the computer looking at different things on YouTube about once or twice a week. I usually browse on the internet on the weekends. I've been trying to avoid getting on the computer that much, not as much as I used to, trying to do better things with my life instead of just sitting in a chair watching a screen all day. But I finally got up to date on something that happened recently, and it is a prime example of how a lot of communities just don't last on the internet. They just don't. It's impossible, I would say, unless you are part of a community so broad and vast that you would have to actually attempt to fuck it up. Communities on YouTube just form and then fall apart very fast. This one didn't fall apart very fast, but it is a prime example of how people get power hungry and they end up fucking things up. Not because they had to, not because of some controversial opinion, but because of sheer stupidity. And I'm talking about the Sons of Kijima. Now, if you don't know who the Sons of Kijima are, they are a group of people, or were a group of people, I don't know what the state of it is at the moment, that made videos or reaction videos, discussion videos about Darkside Phil. Darkside Phil is a monumentally despised member of the gaming community who blames the game for his problems. When he sucks, simply sucks at the game. Instead of admitting any problems on his end, it's all the game cheated. And there's various other things that I'm not going to go into great detail about, but you can go and research it yourself. They're pretty amusing. This is how you don't plays are some of the most hilarious videos I have seen on YouTube. It's literally hours of grade A entertainment. But the Sons of Kijima, namely Fred Fucks, who is a member of the Sons of Kijima, has fucked up so monumentally that I can't come up with anything that is worse than this. How the hell do you fuck up a commentary channel on DSP? All you have to do, I mean, you can't screw this up. Any normal person cannot screw this up. But lo and behold, a prime example of if you have a community on YouTube, it will be fucked up sooner or later. Drama will happen, stuff will happen, and the community will just dissolve, as it is at the moment. So the whole drama surrounding SoK was that Fred Futz was enjoying the smell of his own farts. You know, he would take a fart and just whiff that son of a bitch in immediately and freaking orgasm at the smell of it. That's how in control, that's how power hungry this guy was. That's how full of himself he was. But the thing is, the guy was incredibly paranoid, and when other groups that revolved around Darkside Phil, mainly hate groups of Darkside Phil, started popping up, man, Fred Fucks apparently shit his pants with fear, thinking that these groups that were just cropping up would eventually overtake Sons of Kijima. Which is a sign of, I guess, an inferiority complex, because the fact is that Sons of Kijima was a vastly more popular channel compared to these new groups popping up, and even if these new groups were popping up, who the hell cares? To my knowledge, looking at the screenshots of this whole thing, ad revenue wasn't exactly being made. In fact, Fred Fucks and the group were incredibly opposed to the idea of someone making ad revenue off of hating Phil, because that was hypocrisy, which is stupid in itself, because the whole reason why people didn't like Phil's way of making money off of YouTube was that he really sucked and didn't need to be on YouTube in the first place, in all honesty. So with all the hatred regarding Phil and the more one-sided view of the whole of all the drama and stuff that's happened to Phil, with people wanting his ass off of YouTube. The vast majority wanting his ass off YouTube. You would have to try as hard as you can to screw that up. And this guy did it. Fred Fucks did it. The Sons of Kijima actually did it. Based solely on greed. And it is a prime example of if there's a community, it will dissolve eventually. If you want to know the whole situation in regards to that, there's plenty of videos of Fred Fucks threatening to blackmail people that he felt were either going to be more popular than he was, or was about as equally as popular as they was, who didn't want to play ball with them, or with him specifically. People who hadn't even betrayed him yet, he decided to try and get dirt on them. He recorded Skype calls. He has chat logs. He was essentially trying to play, I guess, a mob boss in regards to this anti-DSP community. He's going to be a mob boss, and if you messed with him, he was going to drop your docs or screw with your life in some way, shape, or form. And it's an anti-DSP community. This is a sign of somebody whose life outside of YouTube or the internet is so mundane and boring and uneventful and pointless that when he gets on YouTube, that's his life. That's his life. He wants absolute power of even the smallest and minute group on the internet. Because I cannot fathom anyone else that would be this obsessed with power over such a minuscule and irrelevant thing. But like I said, you would have to go to incredible lengths to mess this up, and lo and behold, he did, and it was based on some weak shit. Most of the stuff he did, if someone were in the mood for it, they would probably sue your ass. But I guess that's just how YouTube communities are. This is why I don't like them. This is why I don't join any of them. I'm part of the YouTube community by default because I'm in this, and I guess I'm part of the commentary community by default. But do I actively participate in these communities? No, I don't. Obviously, I haven't been making a lot of videos lately. But if you want a prime example of how easy it is for all these communities to just dissolve into nothing, this is a prime example. This is why I don't join communities. So anyway, this isn't really something people were asking me for, but that is my opinion on this whole SoK thing, drama. If you want more details, I'm pretty sure there's several videos you can find to explain the situation better. And Fred Fucks, go fuck yourself, dude. You're a joke at this point. See ya.